It's Homebrew Wednesday. Freehand. Ooh, warm air. There's warm air coming out of everything in here because obviously all these fridges have got ventilation fins on the back that release the heat. So for once it's actually warmer in here than it is outside, which makes a change. But talking of making things cold, I just picked up the other Bearline chiller. 3-product one, and the dog wants to come in and he's not going to. So if I flip you around, yes, we've already got it in bits. So in bits, that is the bath, the water tank. Around it you'll see the copper coil, which is out of the compressor. And if it'll focus, you can see down there, it's cold, just there, that's the ice forming up the coils. Now I've took obviously the agitator motor out, which would normally stir around. That's an agitator motor for anyone that, this is like a little pond pump, but it's got a impeller on the bottom there just to stir the water, and then a recirc pump that goes up there, which applies the chilled water around your Bearline and up to your pumps. And your beer travels through those pipes into these coils and back out the other side in that water tank, so obviously your beer gets chilled. Now at the minute it's dropped down to 3.7 from 11 degrees standing water temperature when I... Yeah, so that is it. Down there is the little stainless steel pipe where the thermostat sensor should go in, up there, and go in the water and up the hoop, which is this little left ending item here, which hopefully is a fairly standard component. And I can just swap it round, or at least find out what its tolerances are. And I've got 2 left. I think I sent one over to Tom. They look like an STC 1000, exactly the same, but rather than having 2 relays in them for hot and cold, they only have 1. So worst case scenario, if I can't source something relatively cheap to swap this out, it lived down here. You can just see my nice Heath Robinson splice there to get it running, but it lived there. So if it doesn't work, there'll be a hole cut in there and an STC 1000 or a 749, whatever they're called, will go in there and do the same job, and we'll just have to rig something up to replace this probe. Yeah, so quite pleased about that. It's not been too much of a drama. It's now, as we've just had you off a few moments, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coil round there is now icing up. I don't know what the specs were on this one. I think it's a slightly bigger tank than the other one, but yeah, quite happy with that. So I think we'll celebrate with a good homebrew from Tony over at Yorkshire Homebrew, because he sent me 2 beers and I'm trying to get his little label off without knocking the beer over. His Licorice Stout, oh, licorice stout, 4.6, quite sessionable drinking strength. So hopefully we haven't got a gusher. And I've got loads of clobber on the table here because I've got another little thing. Nope, nice calm little hiss there. Another little thing to show you. Well, actually 2, 3 things. Malty. Interesting, let's see. It smells a little bit aniseedy. Could be some of that licorice. I think if it was, if you could call it a clear beer, it would be cloudy, judging by the little bit of sort of sedimenty that's coming through the pore at the thinnest point. So coffee dark tan head. Something which is jet black. I cannot see the light through there. A little bit of a brown tinge at the bottom. Not much on the nose. The old thick dense cap there is keeping it hidden if there is anything. There's a little bit of floaties there, probably some of those licorice sticks. Licorice all the way through. Silky smooth. A little bit of bitterness. It's almost like a slight little kick twang to it, which I think is coming from the licorice, not actually sort of like a malt. Yeah, definitely licorice. If you don't like licorice, you ain't gonna like this. This is a Bertie Bassett stout. Yeah, so if you are friends with me on Facebook, you'll know two things. One, I finally got the friggin' stir plate built. Finished off the fan in the box. And there's just a little speed controller there cut through the hole. And one there at the minute. I haven't tried it on a conical flask yet. I'm looking for the end, the plug, the transformer. Here's a Goodman's cordless phone transformer, which is 9 volt I think, or 6 volt. Well, it says 6 volt, but it's an unregulated power supply, so it puts out about 9 with no load. Tried it on a pint glass, so I'll set it up in a little while. Don't worry, I won't bore you while I'm doing it. I'll cut to that, because I've got my flask. I seem to have mislaid one of my stir bars, which now leads me on to the fact that I brought the other one in. Ah, here it is. So I've got that one. But if you know, I did get a bit of a price break when I bought my first 2 litre conical flask for yeast starters and such like from this company called Cream Supplies, who are like a coffee cocktail barista type company. I was looking for another one just in case that one gets broke, or if I'm growing something in that, doing something with that one. So I came across another company which sell all sorts of things, labware, hence the conical flask. They done catering equipment and cleaning stuff. They're sort of an educational school supplies type, but with a retail division. And as you know, I've got the still as well, so I wanted a glass jar so that when the alcohol's coming off, it's going into a glass jar rather than plastic. So I wanted another one for that as well. So that one I think I got for £8 from Cream Supplies, £8.95, something like that. And let's just put the camera down, but my head's disappearing. Oh, look. So I found another company, so I bought a few bits. Not that, well, these are homebrew related. The non-homebrew related bit was knives for the kitchen, which are quite sharp. I wanted some of these little bottles. I bought the ones with the plastic stoppers, but they'd run out, so they've sent me the ones with the glass stoppers. Just for little samplings to go in. So I purchased 2 1 litre Erlenmeyer flasks. So we got 2 of the little 1 litre borosilicate ones, so you can put them on your hob and whatnot for yeast harvesting, and then when obviously they grow up you can put them in the bigger one. We have a second one. I managed to get another one. Now why might I be showing you the same thing that cost me £9? Because this one cost me £4.65, it's £4.95 plus the VAT, 99p. So £6, something like that, for the Academy 2 litre conical, which the company is betterequipped.co.uk. Now they're not the fastest at turning around their orders. I assume possibly because they were fulfilling school orders during the Easter break. If not, they're friggin' slow. But other than that, they're cheap. I ordered last Sunday and I didn't get a notification that it was being dispatched until Friday, and it turned up today being Monday. But it's all there, bar the free laser pen. They put me on the free laser pen, but they're sending it. I also got for about £3 a pack of 200 pH test strips, which is pretty darn cheap. I think these were about £2.45, £3.45, something like that. Cheap. You know me. So the little early fire flask is on the thing, but I'll just pinch the water out of the chiller so it keeps steaming up. So what we have is just a basic computer fan like everyone else does. But there's the mounting screws there which are countersunk into the top, so that's a useful reference that you know they're more or less in the middle. And obviously it's just a matter of plonking your old stir bar in, making sure it's in the middle, and whacking the switch on. And away we go. You can't see a shit because it's all steamed up. I'm quite happy because it's fairly quiet. This one's got ribbed sides, so it's a little bit noisier than some of the stir bars. That's on minimal setting now. And they're starting to pull a little bit of a reverse tornado. I'm steaming up again. So, but yeah, there's basically like a PC fan speed controller in there. So that's it, pretty simple. Yeah, so the whole idea of that project, originally I was going to build a power controller on a little circuit board and make something up. But I thought, well, you know, what's the point in doing a video on that when if people can't solder or do their own little power circuits and things. So I basically knocked something up that requires only the ability to pretty much to strip a wire and drill a hole in a box. So if you want, I haven't got an instructional video on it, but if you want me to take it apart and just do a rundown video for anyone that wants to have a go at one, but there's not really a DIY champ, I can just show you how I done mine without the need of loads of different tools. It's now started raining. So, the last nugget of useless information on this episode. Super unusual beer. It's I got gas. Not that sort of gas. That sort of gas. Oh. when I was on holiday, I managed to whoops, I'll cut these knobbly bits out, I think. Yeah, when I was on holiday, I managed to secure my local supplier of gas with a in-test bottle for exchange of a full one for £12. So we've got gas. Now, make your own jokes up. As Mick Jagger would say. Get. No. Yeah, so we've got CO2, we've got the bare line chillers, so I've just got to get the room cleared and do all the other associated household shit. And the bar build can commence. And the kegging of beers. Ooh, we're nearly frozen all the way up to the top now. Which probably means I should foxtrot Oscar, because this video will have already been far too long. But on my final little piece, before I go, fuck off. Cheers to all the new subscribers and followers. Oh, by the way, I'm on Twitter as well now. Can't remember what my name, Norfolk Clive, something like that. And I've just forgot the other bit I was going to say. Fuck. We've just passed. Sorry, I've got a wet dog outside. We've just passed the 600 subscriber mark. So once we're firmly wedged into the plus side of the 600, we'll have a little draw, shall we? A wet dog wants to come in. Right, I'll bore you no more. Until the next one, cheerio.